What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning to you. You already know who this is. JP with P&P, dropping some seeds, some knowledge to help you grow your business. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Out here, Cali, we raining. It's crazy. It hasn't stopped raining for started yesterday again, but last week it was raining like 4 or 5 days back to back, and I'm talking about a lot of rain. So, those of you guys that were laughing at us that we didn't have any water, well, now we got too much water. We might end up selling some to you guys. So, anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you're having a great week, a great month, a great start to the new year. It's February, going into March already. And something that's been on my mind, and you guys know that anytime anything's on my mind, which usually it's constantly 24/7, something's on my mind, I like to share some tips. I like to share some advice as far as things that I see in our industry, things that I see in what I like to call the world, right? The world of real estate, because I honestly believe everything revolves around real estate. It's the most expensive asset you will ever buy in your lifetime, and therefore it's that important. So today I wanted to touch on a topic that I believe can resonate with a lot of you guys, and that is the topic of staying focused, staying inspired, staying motivated. And I get these questions asked all the time, from the new agents, from the experienced agents, and from just generally. And they always ask me the same question: how is it that you guys have been doing, me and my brother, how is it that you guys have been doing this for 25 years and you guys are still motivated, you guys are still pushing hard and et cetera and so on and so forth. And the reality is that, ladies and gentlemen, we're all humans, right? We have some bad days. We're just you're just not motivated to do anything. All right, there's some days I just don't want to do anything, just want to watch movies, right? It happens rarely, but it does happen. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Even now, 25 years into the business, I think that before, right, when I first got into real estate, I was focused on, I wanted to make money. I wanted to have money. I wanted to buy the nice cars, the Lamborghinis, and I wanted all that stuff, right? And I wanted to buy it to not necessarily show it off maybe to other people, but show it off to myself, where I was proud of myself for what I've accomplished. And I think a lot of times, I see a lot of people wanting to show off, to say that they're better than other people. And I think that's just horrible. I think that's a mental issue when you think that you have to tell people that I'm better than you. And it was very common when I first, got into real estate. Me and my brother Ricardo, we used to always be like, man, grinding every day. And we felt like we couldn't afford those kind of things. Yet we were seeing other people that weren't even, I wouldn't even say on our radar. They were buying it, they were doing it. And we're like, Jesus Christ, well, how is that possible? We're doing something wrong. So then we go back into the office and try to readjust things and work even harder and be all stressed the hell out and so on and so forth. We've never been jealous of anyone. And when I say jealous, that jealous word can go two different ways, right? Jealous means I hate the fact that you have it. I've never been that type of jealous. I hate the fact that you have it. I've been the jealous of you can get it, I can get it. So that's what I call jealousy. I used to get jealous because I used to be like, man, how did he get it? How come I don't have it? How did he get it and I haven't been able to get it, right? So it was never the jealous, you don't deserve it and I should have it. It was the jealous of, you got it, I should be able to get it as well. So it's always motivated us. We've always felt like we want to be respected. I think that's one of the most important things as a man, and I believe even females, right? Is the fact that you're respected, right? You don't like to be degraded. And, as when we were younger, right, we grew up single mom, dad was in and out, in the picture, but never really there. But in a way it was great. I mean, that's another story. But we felt like, man, our friends used to have their family in order, and dad and mom is there, and they're buying them clothes and all that stuff, and we couldn't get it. So we felt like all these little things, in our life pushed us to want to get more. And motivation lasts so long. right? It doesn't last very, very long, believe it or not. You can get as motivated and pumped up as possible, and then it's gone. And you're like, oh my God, I don't know, how do I get back in track and how do I get back in order? And to answer that question, right, because I've thought about that question many, many times, and it's like, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay inspired? And I think that when you have an objective, when you have a job, right, and a job hasn't been completed, whether you like it or not, it has to get done, right? It has to get done. And just think about it as, you're a contractor and you take on a job, and you just don't like the owners. Maybe you don't like the people you're working with, but you've already been paid for this job, right? Or you've contracted, 50% up front and 50 when you finish. So you got to get this job done by any means necessary, whether you like it or you don't like it. And I think that, in the world that we're living in now, with all the Instagram and all these model girls and, all this plastic surgery, all this miracle makeup, it's almost become a norm of, we feel that things should be easy, and if they're not easy, then we need to find something else, something easier, because it should be easy because everybody else is posting it on Facebook or Instagram that it's easy. Why is it not easy for me? And what I can tell you is this, from the bottom of my heart, right? I used to relate to that. As I explained a few minutes ago. But you'd be very surprised that the times that myself and my brother's my witness to this, that we looked up into those people, right? As far as their finances, as far as their closings, right? Because everything's public. 9 out of 10 times, they're all fake. And we used to be like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, right? But then we think back and it's like, well, does it matter what they're doing? Does that make any sense that they're doing great, that they're not doing great? Should it matter? No, it shouldn't matter. Why? Because we should mind our own business and stop trying to look at the other lane and stay in our own lane and stay focused and know for a fact that within time, if you put in the work, you will reap the benefits. That is a message that I learned, not that I heard. I learned that because I used to be that person, working my ass off and looking at everybody else and they're buying this and they're buying that. They're on vacation and they're on vacation there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't even keep up. I'm working and, taxes got to be paid. This got to be paid. And it's like, shit, how do they have it and I don't? So, in a way, it wasn't jealousy, but maybe it was inspiration in a different format where I was like, what? They got it. I can get it too. But the motivation will only last so long if you don't have commitment. Meaning you take on that job, you got to finish it. If you go on the career of being in real estate and you say this is what you want to do, and the minute that it gets hard, you're like, oh, well, this is not for me. Right? It's crazy. It's insane. Nobody wants to work hard anymore. And trip out on this. I'll leave it here. The biggest company that I can say that really scares me, right, and has scared me for many years is Amazon. Think about the empire that they have built. Think about these monstrous buildings that are coming into your town and wiping out the mom and pop shop, right? All because us, the humans, right? It's our fault. We created that monster. Want things faster and cheaper. And people don't want quality anymore. They just want it now. They want to throw a hissy fit and they want it now. People don't want to work hard anymore. People don't want to struggle. People don't want to wait 2 days for delivery, right? They want it now. And the human part of us, the human can't keep up. So guess what? Now the machines are coming into play. The machines are slowly taking over. And only the bright ones, the ones that are technologically advanced, can program computers, can program robots, and et cetera, and so on and so forth, are the ones that are going to survive. Right? So then the question you have to ask yourself is, what are you doing for the human race? And the human race, listen, it doesn't necessarily have to be everybody else around you, right? The human race could be, what are you doing for your kids? What commitments are you making? What principles are you teaching them? Right? Because the money doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. All that stuff stays behind when we die. So it's something that's been in the back of my mind. It's like nobody wants to struggle anymore. How do you stay focused? How do you stay motivated? Well, there's a task at hand. The task at hand is that I don't want to die broke. And if somebody else can be successful in real estate, why can't I? Right? We're always looking for that easy way out, that rabbit hole, right? Get out of here. Let me go figure something out easier. Or I don't want to struggle so much. I don't want to stress out so much. And listen, if money's not that important to you, and it's really, 'cause that's between you and you. Because I hear this all the time. Well, money's not that important to me. Listen, that is totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. There's people that live a great life without money, right? But that has to come from the heart. You can't say, "Oh, I'm not really into money because that's just not me." Yet behind the scenes, you wish you had the new car. You wish you had that big house, right? You wish you could take that trip, right? There's some people, right, that just don't care about stuff, and that is totally fine. But when you live in the city and you live in the United States and you have kids and everything's expensive, you got to have money unless you're going to live off the grid. But that's a whole different lifestyle, right? Which I love that. I love that type of lifestyle, believe it or not. I think it's awesome. It's just a very hard life. It's just as hard as our life, if not harder, because they got to go through some shit. I've been watching all those National Geographic stuff, the Discovery. Everything is hard in life, ladies and gentlemen. The easier it is, the more people do it. The more people do it, the more downgraded it gets as far as value goes. Do the things that are difficult, but understand that why you're doing it. For your family, a better future. Maybe because you had a bad future in the back and you're like, I never want to go back to that. Whatever that may be. I don't know. You pick. But remember, motivation disappears. Inspiration is always there. But sometimes you have to tap back in and be like, hey, what's my inspiration? Right? Because out of sight, out of mind. And when the things get hard, you want to scram. So I hope, again, I always hope, right? I always hope that you take some inspiration from this. I hope that it refocuses you, right? I hope that you're achieving your goals. I hope that what you're setting out to be in this life, because we only have one shot, that you accomplish it, whatever that may be. But you got to have a game plan in mind, and you got to be able to execute it. And sometimes you got to look at the roadmap if you feel you're lost and know what the end result is. So motivation and inspiration is all fine and dandy, but if you don't do the work, it doesn't matter. You guys have a fantastic day. Headed to the office, you guys already know. About to hit my schedule. Get this training on. Make some things happen. See you guys on the next one. Take care.
Yeah. teaching, I was showing up. You know I gotta thank my mama for her holding us down. 4 kids, she a soldier, nothing breaking her down. Welfare, food stamps, and toast to the ground. She the reason why we get it, how we getting it now. And thank God for my big bro Lorenzo, yo. Put some clothes on our backs when our funds got low. Yeah, I really came from nothing, I stay humble, bro. Grind hard and I hustle, that's the life I know. Yeah, so many things done changed. Deep rooted with my brothers, they gon' know our name. Told Ricardo, ain't no felon, we gon' kill this game. And if we take a couple losses, we gon' build on pain. See, whatever didn't break us, that's what's making us now. 17 became a father, had a reason to smile. You go hard or go broke, you can't live in denial. I chose one, went dumb and started winning in style. Fast forward 10 years, selling cribs to the people. 5 companies deep, hardest working Latinos. All muscle boy like a 6'5" El Camino. We the Ponce brothers, reppin' San Bernardino. Yeah, we do this for familia. You know, behind every great man is a great woman holding us down. Yeah. And our seeds are the next generation. And we teach them everything we know so that they may build on what we built.